I like the Intergenerational Project because I learned how helpful you can be. I learned what the word veteran means.
My name is Bishop Samuel Berger. Berger! And I'm a veteran.
I've learned of the word intergenerational. Two generations connecting with each other.
I like the Intergenerational Project because it helped me learn that being nice is a good thing and you could be helpful any kind of way, no matter what.
The Intergenerational Project.
I am Cynthia. I'm a poet, writer, teaching artist. I have been teaching a roaring group of third graders. They're phenomenal. One of them told me I can't sing today, so I'm like, I got to roll with the punches every day I see them.
I like Miss Cynthia because she let us learn everything, and Mr. Prophet.
So my name is Coach Prophet, and I am one of the leaders for the Intergenerational Project. The Intergenerational Project is very important to me because it is connecting the older generations with the younger generations. I think that's a lot of connection that's being missed.
Yeah, I think that this is a phenomenal opportunity to connect generations, right? I always talk to the students about intergenerational being a meaningful word in the way that allows young people to learn from old people, allows those two generations to essentially connect, bond, and continue growing and learning from one another.
I learned about the Army, the Navies, the Coast Guards.
If you are a veteran yourself, or maybe you had a family member who was a veteran, we'd love to know that. As in Mrs. Flowers and Mr. Nash's classroom, we've been learning all about veterans. And so if you can just share that would be awesome. You mind if I start with you, Brent? Okay.
Hi, I'm Brent. I am a former United States Marine. And I would like everybody here to say the big Marine thing. It's ooh-rah. Okay? I'm going to count to three, and on three, everybody say hoorah. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Biggest impact on your life, and what have they taught you? So as third graders, we are continuously looking around at folks who are inspiring us and motivating us. And if we can hear from you all, who has had the biggest impact on your life, that would be wonderful. Yes, Chrissy.
So the single person that had the biggest impact on my life was my grandma. She was amazing. And there are some grandmas that are just outstanding. She taught me how to love and how to care for people and how to be generous and give of what I have to others. And she taught me to be a better person.
Nowadays, I think a lot of those connections are very meaningful. I know my connection with my grandmother when I was young, even now to this day, was always like my most meaningful connection. So I feel like having the younger generations and the older generations connect to make it more adhesive and make everything go together and to make a real community. I think that matters the most.
My name is Andrew Nash, and I teach at Avondale Elementary School. This is my 7th full year here. Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to be a part of this for 2 years now. This year, the connection between my students and generations above them has been just a huge part. The smiles, the laughs, the stories at our luncheon, the connections that they were able to make is just something they're not going to get outside of here. They have that connection with maybe their grandparent, but that's probably 2 generations. But at our luncheon, it was more like 3, maybe 4 generations. And then just that understanding and the compassion that was shared with them was just tremendous.
I like the Intergenerational Project because it helped me learn stuff.
There was this guest named Mr. Burger. He was really funny and all.
And he looked like he was looking dead at me and pointing at me and said, I want you. And I got drafted into the Army. So I didn't plan on going, but I got drafted, and I'm glad I did.
What is one lesson from the time in the military?
If you obey, if you do what you're told, you will come out, and when you come out, you will feel good about yourself. That you're able to do things to help other people.
Again, in basic training, when I had those drill sergeants yelling at me and dropping me for push-ups, for like when I put my hands in my pockets. Anyone put their hands in their pocket or their hoodie? Yeah. I get dropped for push-ups by putting my hands in my pocket. Yeah, so that was pretty rough. My name is Christine Ann Southern Hempstead, and I go by the nickname Cash. Retired Army National Guard, Master Sergeant. I was a first sergeant in the Army Reserve. Really, my passions are coaching and mentoring the new leadership. So we're better to start with third graders, honestly. So that is what makes me want to get up in the morning, is helping to shape the lives and just make a little difference in our world with the new leadership that's coming up. So it's important that we get the message out to make sure that they're leading with love, because you're really impacting those lives in a big way.
I'm Ashley Flowers. I teach third grade here at Avondale. Coach P and Miss Cynthia have such a great relationship with the kids. They have, the kids they look forward to it every week when they're not here. It's amazing. So the relationships, when I think of the intergenerational, that's where I think it starts, is between them. And then when we went to visit the seniors, I mean, it just expands out. And I think one of the moments that stuck out the most to me when we visited and they did their interviews was one of my girls, when she got up to get their food, like all the kids ran up to get their food, and she noticed that the senior at her table didn't get up, and she stopped and she said, "Can I get you anything?" And I mean, for me, that moment was just everything, like the caring, the willingness, and I feel like that probably meant a lot to her. That meant, that's what, I don't know, to me, that's what it's all about, is like bringing us all together.
Intergenerational is deeply meaningful. It essentially means that I'm always like a student in life, that there's always an opportunity to learn from my own students, right? I always walk into the classroom thinking that I'm bringing the lesson plan and what I'm going to teach them. But oftentimes, if I just pay attention, if I lean in, they actually teach me more. Touching base with the students week after week after week allows you to really see some student growth, allows you to build relationships with these students, and they're, phenomenal.
I am smart, I hear music, I see people, I like raising canes, I dream of football, I am a child.
Who taught you how to do that?
Miss Cynthia.
Is there anything you can share about Miss Cynthia?
She's a kind and wonderful person, and she teaches us a lot of things that we don't know yet. And she brings a lot of guests to our classroom. I forgot his name, but he showed us the Franklinton flag, and he taught us about the blue parts, and that's the river.
We talked about how did the Army go and what happened in the Army.
We do, like, we learn about veterans and making our own flags. This is my flag, and it's called the Freedom Flag because the colors represent a freedom and about myself and my favorite colors. I learned that veterans be saving people in America.
It represents me because I'm half Jamaican, half Indian, and half American.
It's easy to throw a rock in the ocean, but have you ever wondered how deep it went?
What does that mean to you?
It means like
how people bully you and they don't know how deep they probably went.
I think in our world right now that there's a lack of kindness and a lack of empathy. And we pass by so many people every day who just might need a hello or just might need a hi or a good morning. We don't need to know them, but so many of our older generations are being forgotten and not cared for. And there's just not enough kindness. And there's so much kindness in our classroom. And to continue to promote that and to continue to talk about that and continue to reinforce how much joy it brings to people to acknowledge them and to see them. And we have such diverse groups in this area in Franklinton, and they see it all. They're not oblivious to it. They see the same people on our street corners who are asking for help. They see the same people who may be camped out on our streets. And those are generations that are older than them. And talking about that and what it must be like and teaching empathy, that really has been a huge part of this program and a huge part of Franklinton, because we are diverse in age and we are diverse in socioeconomic. We're diverse in so many different ways that this project really kind of brings all of that together to celebrate it and to acknowledge it.
Well, I feel that multi-generational connections are important, even not even just with like the third graders with the older connections, but just all through our communities. It's important because with the different generations comes different knowledge, different experiences, and each one, even though it's maybe not great to say, oh, this generation's great at this, but there is some overarching things that each generation maybe identifies with that can help another generation.
Like how we've gotten to know them. There's a student actually in Mr. Nash's class, his name is Israfil. When we first met him, he was nonverbal. He was not saying anything to us, and now he is. I mean, the other day we asked him a question, he raised his hand, and he knew the answer and he spoke up.
We would call on him and students would try to answer for him and say, he doesn't speak, he doesn't talk. But just today, me and Israel had a real long conversation.
And so it's like little moments like that you get to see over the course of, just week after week, 19 weeks in this case, that just makes your heart smile.
I mean, I feel like intergenerational means bringing the generations together, finding common ground, finding commonalities, learning from each other.
When you can look at each person and look at their circumstances and understand where they come from and understand why they are the way they are and understand their strengths and their weaknesses and really get in and work with each person and know where the next best seat on the bus is, where will they fit in, where will they thrive, and just help to encourage them and watch their careers flourish. And then each person you mentor then goes out and can then make an impact in the lives of other people.
And the best thing about this experience is that I attended Avondale Elementary School when I was in the 4th grade. So being able to come back and be here, and the teacher, Mr. Nash, that I'm working with is actually my big brother's 2nd grade teacher. So just to be able to come back in the community that I grew up in and make an impact, it really means a lot to me.
I want to share a little bit about how WAVE is implementing some amazing programming all over our city. I am so humbled and lucky that I get a chance to serve as a facilitator in this capacity, and to really have the opportunity be blended by WAVE is really a testament to the impact and the power that their programming brings about.
This is the Intergenerational Project. This is the Intergenerational.
You got it.
This is the Intergenerational Project.